I'm getting a question here from Muranga. He's asking what should Raila Odinga do if amepata this AU seat that we saw Ruto support to win. Nice question there, and what I would love to tell you is that the AU seat ni very very powerful, na ikakuwa used very well, inaweza kuwa very very power, inaweza kuwa positive ama very very great force ya Africans ku take charge of their matters, ama ku fight for their well-being and their status. So Africa should really utilize that chance ya choose African Union chair, na they should choose the person mwenye akona their interest at heart. They should choose a person mwenye ata address all these issues, the Africans kukua taken ama kukua dragged away from their cultures, away from their norms, because as far as I'm concerned, since our ancestors were fight for independence, we've been traitors to the fight, we've been traitors to the cause. Right now we find that our education system, our entertainment system, our TV screens ziko hapo kutu drag more and more into foreign cultures, na zinaenda ku avoid ama kutu make to forget about our heritage ama our cultural norms. So through the screens, through the schoolings, tumeend up ku find our cultures, our religions, our tribes, our cultural norms zikiwa more and more zinakuwa alien. The more and more tunakuwa exposed to this civilization ama civilized societies, the more and more tunaambiwa to escape from illiteracy. The more and more tuna escape from our cultures, the more the things zilikuwa medicine to us, the trees that zilikuwa na offer medicine to us, zilikuwa na offer shade to us, zilikuwa na offer oxygen to us, the more and more we are cutting them, the more and more we are degrading the environment, the more and more the soil our ancestors walitumia ku find food ama ku cultivate, the more and more those lands zinakuwa contaminated na all sorts of plastic bags, all sorts of chemical waste, all sorts of byproducts za industry na modernization. So the African Union chair should be very very vocal about these issues concerning the degradation of the African tradition, African way of life, the African medicine, because right now, as far as I'm concerned, the health of the Africans is not doing right, or is not doing good. The Africans wamekuwa exposed to contamination through foods, through junk foods, the TVs, the elders wasahii wana promote the things that zina degrade the bodies, zina degrade the air. We have a lot of company owners, Africans, but wana end up to contaminate a lot of air, a lot of the basic things we need to live. Wana end up to contaminate the water, the rivers. Right now our waters, ancestors waliziacha mzuri, right now ni unusable. In the quest ya kukua civilized, in the quest ya kukua modernized, we've ended up making our rivers unusable. Our rivers right now haziwezi kuoffer maji ya kunywa. They can't offer you even water for household usage. So in the name of Africa being civilized or being modernized, tumeenda ku impose foreign cultures na foreign way of living. That foreign way of living imeend up ku cause very very great pain ama very very great hurt kwa our planet. Imeend up ku contaminate the water we need to drink, imeend up ku contaminate the air we need to breathe. Through this civilization ideologies ama education system or norms zinakuwa spread through our education structures, through co-educated, in the name of co-educated people wanakuwa made capable of degrading, destroying the basics they need for their life or for their living, because business is secondary, because when you are not alive you cannot be alive to carry out business. So business depends on you being in a healthy state, in a alive state. So when we end up destroying those things we need for basic survival or for basic well-being, tuna end up corrupt our bodies. Our bodies zinakuwa places za kuhaba all sorts of toxic waste yenye iko in the air, yenye iko in the waters. So by the time we know it, tunakuwa very civilized, very bookworm, very great bookworms, very great intellectuals, but the fundamentals that we need for our lives zinaenda kuwa degraded in the name of kumake Africa civilized. In the name of kumake Africa civilized, tuna escape from our healing methods, the cultural healing methods that zilikuwa very useful to the ancestors or to the African ancestors. In the name of kuwa civilized, Africa inaenda kuwa a place yenye wana speak all the foreign languages, all the French, all the English, but more and more inakuwa apparent that more and more kids, more and more people wanakuwa alienated ama taken away from their cultural norms. In fact, you see our ancestors wakarise sahi, they would cry or they would weep wakiona how we've done or whatever tumefanyia our rivers, whatever tumefanyia the brains of our kids, sexualizing them daily through our movies, through our TV series. Tumekuanga in a constant endeavor ya escape ama take the African man ama the African guy away from his cultural ama his heritage, his cultural heritage, through the education we are imparting on the kids, through the schooling, through the TV shows, TV series. We are selling them an agenda, we are selling them a foreign way of life. We are working so hard to destroy that which was left by our great grandfathers, our great ancestors. Somehow tumefind a foreign norm, a norm of the guys that our ancestors walifight. Tumefind those norms, those new norms zikiwa greater than ours. Tumefind those who are the enemies of our ancestors, our great role models, our informers, those who shape our education, those who shape our political culture, those who shape our entertainment, those who wanna dictate our way of life, our medicine, our way of healing. Ni those who walikuwa very much resisted na our ancestors. So sahi tumejikuta tuna side na those who fought or lynched or killed our ancestors. Right now tumejikuta tuna side na those who raped, who did all the damages to our great grandfathers, na wakawakonka, wakawatake their lands, na wakaweka chains, wakawafungia kwa cages. Right now we Africans, we modern civilized Africans, through kufollow those methods ama those skills that tulipata ama knowledge ama education that tulipata from those who lynched our ancestors, through getting such information, tumeenda kudeteriorate our rivers, tumeenda kudeteriorate the lands, tumeenda ku make our lands zikuwe more infertile, tumeenda ku degrade our bodies, because back then hatukuwa this much industrialized, but tulikuwa very much healthy, tulikuwa very much ama less sick as we are, tulikuwa less depressed. But right now our youths very sick, our kids very sick, our environment very degraded, our minds very contaminated, the minds of the youth very sexualized, addicted in pornography, betting, addicted in all sorts of side effects of being civilized or being exposed to this culture. yenye our ancestors fought very much against or fought with their lives. Most of them ended up dying to fight against this way of life, and right now, by the way, it's proving that they were fighting for the right cause, because as much as I'm concerned right now, the health of the African guy or the African man imedegrade, the environment imedegrade, the lungs zimekuwa contaminated more. So as an African chair, ama if Raila Odinga ama whoever to win that chair, that seat, he should be very, very much concerned about these matters and address these matters about the degrading ama the degradation ama the constant trial ama the constant trying to escape from our cultural heritage. Anyone atawinio seat anafaa address how the Africans wamekuanga made ama wamekuanga slowly by slowly wamekuanga made to degrade ama to destroy that which the ancestors left them. Wameenda kungoa zile miti zenye the ancestors walikuwa wanachukua sacred. Wameenda cut down trees zenye their ancestors walikuwa na take as medicine. Wameenda kufanya disasters to the things that wana need, the basic things they need to be alive, in the quest ya financial gains, in the quest ya ku benefit financially ama ku progress economically ama ku progress ku urbanize the societies. Tumeenda kukosa very, very great disasters zenye as if our ancestors walikuwa wameanticipate wakikata these white man's laws, some white man's rules, some white man's way of living, but we tuliswallow everything, the worm with the hook, tuliswallow the bait with the hook. So na sahi yenyewe tuko captured, sahi tuko in trouble. Sahi si wenyewe, we don't need any white man akuja atuongoze ama to colonize. We are on a self-help degradation endeavor. So until next time, Africans need a chair mwenye ata address this constant degradation of Africa, this constant alienating or removing Africans from their culture, from their heritage. That's a very, very big concern. African man ako in danger. African man culture yake inaenda day by day inaenda ikienda down the drain, inaenda ikikuwa washed away, na tunakuwa pumped na all forms of white man's way of living, all forms of European, American way of living, to make those our norms, to make those our goals. Na by the time we know it, tutakuwa any African only ama the only African in us, itakuwa only the column, but our ways tutakuwa addicted to pornography, to betting, to all forms of distraction ways, to our environment. Tutaend up na unusable rivers, unusable air, unusable soil. I don't think that's you don't need development when your health, when your life is at stake. So until next time, African Union Chair anafaa address this degradation of African cultural heritage. So meditation is the channel. Please share, like and subscribe.